At one point, Good and Mob broke up.
Well, we never broke up.
Well, y'all started doing your own solo thing, and it seemed
We had. Now let me explain it.
yeah.
We had creative differences.
That's okay. That's the
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because first of all, let's get this straight. I got one of the baddest little niggas in the game in my group, Ceelo Green.
Ceelo, yeah.
He one of the bad, and I can't take that from him, bro. The first time he rapped, that rap got 5 mics in the source. First Southern rapper to ever get Rhyme of the Month. First of all. Okay?
And the source was big back then.
And that man was 17 years old.
Wow.
Okay? So, second of all, what we had to deal with is that the first time you heard Goodie Mob, you heard him doing what?
Singing. Yep.
Yeah.
Right? So, by the time we get to the second album, the second album was a blur. That shit was a boy, got in all kind of trouble, had children and everything. Okay. Third album, World Party.
World Party.
Now, we watching everybody else kind of start branching out. You know, that's when the cast really started doing bigger records. And we was kind of like, we watching the game change. Like we on the road with Luke, 8-Ball, MJG, you know what I mean? 666 Mafia. And then we show up at a show in Nashville, and this group of dudes walk up on the bus. Say, hey, Ward, what that is in your what that is in your mouth, Ward? I said, it's platinum. He said, my name Baby. This Lil Wayne. It's Juvie. We Cash Money. I'm like, okay. So just imagine me seeing Baby and these kids at that time. Like they look like kids. They were kids. I was like, damn, okay, they kids. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But boy, they turned that year into something else. At the same time.
That was 98, yeah.
At the same time, I'm about it. I'm about it. Yeah. I'm bad. You know what I mean? We sit there like, okay, goddamn, what New Orleans, what they waking up down there?
Yeah.
Master P. Bro. So just imagine being on a motherfucking major. I'm with L.A. Reid, bro. But I'm walking into the record store and this nigga got 50 records on the wall. You look at it like, hold on, P got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. How we gonna beat this nigga? like, how we gonna beat him? Yeah. His put out time was so fast. He was putting out records every 1 or 2 months. That nigga was killing nigga, man. Nigga was like, boy, I got that new P. You got a new P. You got a new P. I'm just like, bro, we can't keep up. We gotta make music faster. You know what I mean? Like, that's what we learned from P. Like, okay, goddamn, boy, they goddamn turning. They getting down. So you gotta look. During this time, the game changing, bro. It's starting to be like, man, we love y'all, Goodie, man. Nigga just want to goddamn drop down, get my eagle on right now. Nigga want to goddamn get my bling on. Bling. You know what I mean? They just start, we wanted to party because it was almost like we had made it in the room. We in the room now. So now that we in the room, the New Orleans niggas, they kicked the door on in about having hit records. Yeah. Now, Outkast got played a little bit in New York, more than we was always on college radio. Outkast probably made it to real radio, probably. You know what I mean? But Baby them, Juvie, that first album, 400 Degrees, that shit changed the game.
But did that change in music make certain members wanted to go solo and stuff like that?
Well, it wasn't that made certain niggas go solo. It made a person like Ceelo say, hey man, you know, we ain't did 3 albums, bro. Like I wanna.
Yeah, I seen y'all on Expeditiously. He was talking about that.
Yeah, he was like, you know, when we finished it, he was kind of like, Gipp, if this don't go right, you know what I mean, I'm gonna go and do my thing. And I was like, okay.
One-
But my thing was, Get Rich was a hit.
Yeah.
Whether niggas liked it or not. Out West, hit record.
It was a hit.
New York, hit record.
Yeah.
Here, it was kind of like, oh, Goodie, come on, man. Y'all ain't goddamn.
Yeah.
Don't go that way.
Yeah.
Don't do that. But it's like, hey, man, where we going to go?
You gotta go bigger.
You got to go bigger, bro.
Yeah.
Like where we going to go? We can't stay looking like the Roots. We can't, you know what I mean? Like, because we had surpassed even that. Because our first tour was the Roots and Fugees.
Yeah.
So you got to understand, like, we was out there with New York's best as far as hip hop, as far as show, as far as culture, as far as, you know, the incense goddamn rap head crowd, you know, that was us. You know what I mean? We did it to the fullest. But understand this, even during that time, bruh, we on tour. And that's the first time this magical black girl walks out here and you see the girl version of CeeLo Green, Lauryn Hill.
Oh yeah.
That shit was magical, bro. Like in the middle of the tour, when the tour come here, we perform in the little 5 Points at the little theater. That's how Goodie Mom, goddamn Fugees, Roots at the theater. We can't even make it downtown. We in little 5 Points.
They had to be big energy with Wild.
But the energy and the vibe in that motherfucker was so new and so like, ooh, like this different. You know what I mean? But when that girl broke down and sung that Killing Me Softly.
Oh yeah.
Over with.
Man, you gotta realize, okay, we on tour. We all some 250, you know, we all trying to work up that goal. We working though. They represent Philly, they New York, we Atlanta. But when they drop Killing Me Softly, we in the dressing room. And we walk into the dressing room, and I always remember Wyclef sitting there playing on his guitar. Like it's over now. Fugees and just sold $1 million now. And he's singing this shit, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Next thing we know, boy, them niggas at 10 million records.
Yeah. They sold.
That thing went to 18.
Yeah.
So you got to remember now, you watching a group that was considered the head rap crew. Now these niggas pop stars.
Different level.
So now, okay, so when you ask about Ceelo, in this time, this is when him and Lauryn Hill meet on tour. We get back home off tour. Lauryn calls C, say, hey, you want to get on this record with me? He was like, yeah, you know what I mean? What's the little dude play, the Mexican dude play the guitar? Carlos Santana.
Okay.
She called him for that album. That album sold 15 million records.
Yeah, he was huge. Yeah.
My little bro first check was 250.
He ain't
He
looking.
called me like, hey, bro. hey, I want to do my solo shit. I'm like,
What can you say?
you know what I mean? I'm like, well, like the man, we did 3 albums. What people don't know is World Party sold 800,000. Like the first 2-3 months.
But would
It was our fastest selling album to platinum.
but sonically though, compared
Sonically,
to the first two,
sonically it was different because sonically, with our little brother going out and catching a big record like Carlos Santana, it put the taste in his mouth like, hey man, everything got to be done here. We can go and mess with some other folks, get some money. You know what I mean?
Gotcha.
So that was his logic. Like, I just went on to Carlos Santana, just got there and spit some shit with my eye closed, got 250 first check. And it kept coming. So you got to look, his thing was, shit, I done amassed a little goddamn little bag on the side. I can go over here and probably goddamn try and crank up this music that's in my head.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because the music that he want to sing, it don't go in here. You know what I mean? It don't go with where he wanted to go. So the conversation was had, but the group never sat down and had a conversation. Just me and him.
Gotcha.
So with me and him having the conversation and him waking up one day saying, yo, I'm gonna go do my thing. Already, they had been courting him. You know what I mean? Biggie Smalls, Ceelo was one of his favorite.
Yeah, I seen him
rappers.
talk about that. Yeah.
Like when we first got to New York, the first night to perform Outkast, Biggie Smalls rapped Ceelo verse with him word for word.
Yeah.
Right in front of the crowd, right in front of the stage.
Yeah.
I remember running all. Biggie said right there and rapped that shit. Had on his, I still remember he had on a hockey jersey with the scarf around it. He was still in this hockey jersey shit. He wasn't even turned into flamboyant big yet. He was still just straight hip hop. So he always loved Ceelo, bro.
Yeah.
He always thought Ceelo was one of the best, and he gave Ceelo his props while he was here. So Lo wanted to go and sing. So I go do a deal at Koch. I do Goodie Records. We put out the next album. Now, people come at us. Why y'all do that? Well, first of all, we really didn't have a choice. Shawty wanted to go sing. Okay? Gippy, Cujo, and T-Mo gonna keep our thing going.
Supposed to.
So we go, Gipp do a solo album. We do a new Goodie Mob album.
Mutant Mind Frame.
Right?
Yeah.
I dropped Stepping Out, top 40 record. You know what I mean? It was a top 40 record, but the reason why I didn't get what probably Big got what I Like the Way You Move is because I ain't had a machine.
Yeah, that machine is.
I done had a machine, bro.
Yeah.
And at the same time on the label, I'm battling against balling Jim Jones.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it was, everything was changing that time because you got the emergence of Jim Jones. Now you having the emergence of this pop, this yin yang, Smurf. They started coming with it. Lil Jon.
Lil Jon era.
You know what I mean? That shit started coming. It was like you couldn't do nothing about it. Niggas had a wave. You know what I mean? So it was like, okay, and then in the middle of that, remember now, Lo went to do his solo thing.
Right.
It did his thing. He did the Timbaland record. Wham, he went with LA, right? I did the Stepping Out. In the middle of the Stepping Out is when I meet Leezy and Nelly. So I instantly was like, well, I ain't never want to be no solo artist anyway. I don't do the solo thing. Yeah. So I kind of was like, shit, Leezy was like, yo, let me and you be a group. We go to St. Louis, do us a Kinfolk album. We on Universal. I'm like, my way back to the majors. I'm with Nelly, but I'm bus stop. We out of here. You know what I mean? Yeah. And then at that time, wasn't nobody fucking with them. It was them, Eminem, and Jay-Z.
But during that time, you went to the West Coast. Didn't you get cool with Daz at that time too?
Well, see, I always been cool with Daz and always been cool with Corrupt. Corrupt was always here because he always kept a girl in Atlanta.
Yeah, I know. Yeah,
So when Corrupt was with Foxy Brown, they used to be right over here at the dungeon.
Yeah.
In the southwest side of the dungeon. They'd be over there doing their thing. That's where he used to come meet at the dungeon. So Corrupt always been dungeon family since day one. You know what I mean? So it was like during that time period, okay, Lo do his thing. It didn't work the way he wanted it to. Boom. We came back together. See, people didn't even know. So we would have came with a Goodie Mob album probably 3, 4 years, 5, 6 years before it came. Why? What happened? We in the studio recording the Goodie Mob album. And Lo say, hey man, the producer Danger Mouse just sent me some motherfucking tracks from London. I kind of like one of them. I'm going to just go in here and just demo one of the songs just to send them back to them, let them know I'm fucking with the music. I was like, cool. He going there. I don't know what he about to do. We sitting over there in the studio across the street from the Monroe, over there by the bowling alley. He say, man, just let me go in here and demo something right quick, man. I see if it work or not. I'm going to send it back. Cool. I was like, cool. I go outside, smoke cigarettes. I come back in. That nigga sung Crazy, one take.
With that Gnarls Barkley during that time?
Damn.
Yeah.
He sung Crazy, the song, one take.
That's crazy.
He went in there, played the song, Crazy. He do the shit. So we like, he do it. We get back, we 3 songs into the new Goodie Mob album. We go home. I come back to the studio, and he say, yeah. I said, what? He say, hey, man, that nigga went and played the song on the radio, man, in London.
Top.
Danger Mouse went straight to the radio with that shit. Straight to BBC radio, play that shit. National radio in London. That shit was all over Europe.
So he was gone from that point on.
Yeah.
And he said, he played it on BBC last night, Gipp.
Oh, yeah.
I gotta go. I'm gonna go over and see what they talking about. I'll be back. Man, we can start. Nigga, I ain't see him for 5 years.
Damn.
So, in all this time, when all the speculation, Goodie Mob this, broke up this, we
Y'all
was
never
already
broke
back talking, already
Yeah.
back in the studio kicking it, and he just happened to sing on this man's song, and it took him
the straps.
I didn't see him for 5 years. I didn't see him again till 5 years in New York City at the BMI Awards.
Award show.
We getting the award for grills. He getting the award for crazy.